Okay, so we're out here today at Lock Cemetery. I'm going to be cleaning Lloyd, Fred, and James Schneider. I'm going to try to blow some of this off first with the leaf blower. I'm going to get the flowers out of the way so they don't get blown away, and a couple little other items. And then I think we can start with getting these cleaned up. Put these right here for just a little bit and pick these up and remember where they go. The flies are crazy out here today. Okay. As long as they're flies and not wasps, I don't really care. Flies don't bother me that much, they're just a little annoying. That's got some stuff in it, I don't think I'm able to get out. Alright, well this might be a little noisy, but it's one of them things. Gotta let it warm up a second. I don't like to have any moss growing on this because it'll eventually start taking over. I'm not trying to blow everything out, I'm just trying to blow out just the pine needles and the maple leaves, because those rocks are going to be right in the way. And I don't want to blow them off. I was hoping these would stay, but I guess I'm gonna have to move them back. I'll clean them off separately. Just want to get the sticks and the leaves out. Clean theirs off too. I can already see right there we got some lichens on there. So what I'm gonna do is get some water put on this before I treat it. That way it's got a little bit of moisture for that cleaner to attach to. And depending on the head of this thing, I may swap it out for a different one. It just depends on how well it's working for me here. See, the power level's gone up a little bit. I want to kind of get most of this cleared off here. Just always try to do your best to get those lichens off first. If you can. If you can't, then that's fine. But just get most of the biological material off, so that way that your D2 isn't having to work extra hard to do the job that you could have probably done with water. And I'll come through here in a little bit and I'll get some of this stuff off with a brush. Let's see. Let's wash this off too. I'll clean this one off by hand. I'm not gonna use the cleaner. All right. While that's working, we've got 15 minutes to spare. Or while this is working, I should say, because I haven't got it over there yet. But while this is working, I got 15 minutes to spare to look around the cemetery, show you all kind of what's going on. I'm so glad I got that electric pump, because this one's annoying, but it works good. So you want to make sure that you really get it good in those cracks. And right here, what I'm gonna do, since there's some moss on that one, there it is. Since there's moss on that one, I'll go ahead and use this plastic putty scraper and get this off here. I know I'll catch flack for this from some people, but you just got to keep them clean, and this is just going to overtake it if you don't. Man, I've got freaking, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I've got flies just zooming by my head this whole time. I didn't realize they were that bad out here. I'd have probably worn another shirt. I got it in the truck, so that's not a problem if I gotta put it on. Just make sure you get it heavy into those cracks, especially on top of that heavily deposited black biological material. Luckily there's nothing on the back of this one. There isn't anything on this one, thankfully. Just remember 15 minutes. Let it sit and soak really, really well for 15 minutes. Sometimes they don't always get in the crack, so I like to go over them just a little bit more just to make sure. Okay. I'll set my clock, or timer I should say, 15 minutes. Okay, alright, we're set. We got 15 minutes to spare while we go look around the cemetery. This is a really nice cemetery. I've been out here one time. I can't remember who it was that was getting buried out here. But I remember it specifically because I remember way over there. I know it was this way. Just don't remember who it was. I'll have to look. Let's see. The reason why I remember is because I thought it was strange that those were all off by themselves. Didn't realize there was this many these older graves. I remember this one being placed here. I know his mom. Looks like they've gone on here and done a pretty good job of cleaning it up. Honestly, I don't remember now who it was I came out here for. I know these black gnats are going crazy, and I didn't bring any spray that I can remember. Oh, there's one of those. Everybody's always talking about them. Those rock vault looking ones. That'd be a cool one to work on later on. That one too. This one here. Man, that is neat. George. Looks like George Renfro. Died 1867. Aged. How many years? 70 years. I love these styles. They're pretty neat. There's some older ones. you see a lot of these. This is a really popular style back then, and so are these right here, especially in this area. Those are really popular stones. Somebody's came through at one point in time and tried putting some sort of, looks like, really it looks like mortar instead of epoxy. Try to fix them. Nancy Wells. And I'm trying to see if it's attached pretty good. Hopefully I don't have to come back out for that one. It's humid right now, and honestly, that's the worst part about this whole thing. Well, humid and the flies. Oh man, I know her. Sorry if I'm moving quite a bit with my hands, but it's some black gnats. And I don't want to get bit by one, because you get bit by one, it looks like somebody punched you in the face. I know them. I remember when this one was done. And this one. Well, hopefully that one, someone comes out here and cleans that one. That's a really pretty one. Nine minutes. This video is probably going to take forever to upload. If I can get it all in one take. If it decides that it wants to kick off because it's too hot, then I'll have to let it cool off or go to my other camera. It's not even that hot out here, but it's a kind of a good walk. Again, I'm just killing time to wait on that to start doing its thing. And I'm trying to remember specifically why I was out here. That's a really cool one. Let's look at that one when I go back. That's a really pretty one. That design. I know him. Yep, I remember him. Actually, if I remember right, I think he was having some of the same problems I was with his back and not being able to get it to stop hurting. Who's this Ross? James and Lucy. Harold. Mary Harley. Mary's still alive. Infant daughter. Oh, there's H. Ross, L. Ross. Good Lord. I really wish these black gnats would go away. You don't see that name an awful lot, Pearl. Cater. I know them really well. Yep. She passed away from cancer. It was really sad. Went to church with my mom. I'm not trying to miss somebody on purpose. I'm trying to keep the gnats off me. And that one's cool. This one's cool too. Flowers fell over. I always try to, whenever I come out here, to, or not specifically here, but just in general, try to always be respectful and help pick up and maintain kind of the integrity and peacefulness of somebody's grave. Kind of clean it up a bit. Huh. That's a really neat one. I wonder if I'll have to look later on. That might actually clean up really, really well with that D2. We got 4 minutes. 4 minutes till kickoff. It looks like a World War I veteran. What was he in? Private in the 153rd Infantry Division, 39th. It's so weird how the landscape changes as you walk through here. Like that one, I couldn't even tell you who that was, because they're all, it's just weird how people align them. Some will face them east, some will face them west. They're always different. That's a pretty sweet looking bench. I know that those black gnats are right there on top of the camera because I can see them flying around up there. Jeanette Pearman. Pretty sure that I'm related to her through my grandma on my mom's side. That one will be really neat. Clean. Was a veteran of the World War I. Okay, where's that really cool looking one? There's one that's cool. Eastern Star and Masons. I bet you she probably knew my grandma Jewel. Where's that really cool one I was going to look at before we walked off? Not sure who this belongs to. I don't see a foot marker. I see there's one missing here. Is it this one? Yeah. Put my drink down again. And right now at this time of the season, you never know if there's going to be wasp out or hornets. So I try to keep my hand over whatever I'm cleaning just in case they decide to start going crazy, and I don't want them flying all over me. Put these in here. It's not going to stay, but I may come back with some epoxy here in a little bit. There's that one I wanted to look at. 25 seconds, 24, 23, 22. Twin boys. Chad and Brent Cross, born and died September 12th, 1993. It's really sad. I've got a twin brother as well. As unfortunate as it is, at least they were together. Okay. So right now it's telling me that it's go time. So we'll see. I've got the backpack blower, but I kind of like to just put some ordinary water in a bucket and have some of my tools out there with me. Like I said before on a previous post, always make sure that you've got at least 5 gallons or more whenever you go out here to one of these cemeteries. That way you're covered. I almost forgot, I don't have pants on. I'll need this. Always have some sort of knee protection, especially if you're gonna be down on the ground where there's rocks and there's a chance you could get rubbed on anything. Okay, we'll see how this works. Like before I showed you, I have various types of brushes and other stuff to get some of this stuff off right here. Granddaddy long leg. Move on. I always use a brass. A lot of people have them for their hunting stuff, but it's one of the easier brushes to use, especially on these stones. They don't really leave any sort of damage, especially if you're not really pressing hard on it. You're just lightly brushing like I'm doing, just to get those lichens, that moss off, and then some of this stuff that's in here that I'm eventually gonna have to get with a pick. And what I may do is shut y'all off right here so you can see what I'm working with before, and we'll do the after here in a little bit. So we'll just do it that way. That way this battery doesn't die on me, and we'll get it done. I've cleaned off most of it that's on the front, but like I said, both of these, well, they all need clean just a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess check out for now. So I'll see you here in a little bit. Okay, I forgot to mention something earlier that I probably should have brought up. I know we talked about water. Having at least an extra 5 gallons or more will help. Right now I've used 3 gallons and whatever's in that bucket. I'm not done with these yet, and I'm gonna have to respray these real quick. And I need to find out if some of the cemeteries have like electric hookups and stuff like that for little functions and stuff they have out here, and some of them don't. That's something I'm needing to find out here. Just a second. I was gonna try to make a trail, cut all that out right there, but that's something I'd rather leave up to the family to decide, because that's not my, that's not my call. I mean, I know it would look better, but ultimately it's their call. And right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, when you're this far out, because I have no reception, guys. Like right now, I'm talking, I have no phone reception. And I'm out here in the middle of nowhere cleaning these. And there'll be people that'll drive by. I mean, these are dirt roads, back roads. And people will just drive by. I had somebody earlier, I don't know who they were, pull up right over there, grab my drink. But yeah, I'm gonna go check to see if there's any power hookups. This black gnat's about to annoy the crap out of me. I need either power hookups or water. Those are the two main things. I see a little shed out here, but I can't even get a drink because these stupid gnats. To be honest with you, I don't think it'd be over here. I was just kind of interested to see what this was. That's pretty cool, Leonard Mosier. I'm gonna see if one of these little places has water. I knew Calvin. Didn't know he was buried here, but I knew him. Let's see. These are probably bathrooms, but of course it's locked. I need a water spigot. that, and it'd really be nice if I could find somewhere that had some electricity. No, that's not going to be it. I haven't seen any power hookups anywhere. Nope, not there. I wonder if that Connex trailer has any. No, like I said, I'm out here by myself, way out, and it's not real far, but some of these people I know, but then there's been a lot of newer people that's moved in over time, and they probably don't know me. Like this person here, they got a gate that says smile, you're on camera or something, but they drove back up in there, and I don't know if that's where they go hunting or what they do, but so far I'm not seeing any water or power. Man, I'm telling you what, these freaking black gnats are about to annoy the crap out of me. It's funny too, because whenever I'm down on the ground, they don't bug me. Whenever I'm standing up, that's whenever they start it. I think this is more of a, yeah, that's an open aired one. I'm not going in one of those. I don't even want to know. I've been in a open aired one like that when I was younger, and a not so friendly animal was out there in it. So, also something to mention, if you're out here in a place where you're doing, I'm walking right through this freaking grass they pile up. One thing I was going to mention, if you're out here, not here, but any place that you're by yourself, let somebody know first. And also, if you've got a little pew-pew, yeah, bring that, because like I said, I'm not worried about the people. We do have some wildlife out here that isn't so friendly, which is why I didn't want to go in that one deal, because I've had problems with them there. Cut my thumb earlier on something. I would go look for a band-aid, but I'd just be wasting my time. I guess I need to refill this. Sure. I guess that's the release valve. I think. Isn't it? No. Yeah. Maybe it was. I don't know. I actually really like this new little sprayer. The only thing I don't like is having that on here with it, because it makes it more difficult to try to do things, especially whenever it's like over your head and you can't reach back behind your head to get what's behind you. That's what makes it difficult. Probably not even going to be probably not even going to be a half a gallon I'm adding to this. Wonder how much water I've actually used. It's still got that 1 gallon container of water. Okay, how much did that put in there? Not even 2 gallons. I guess we'll try the water jug. And then when all else fails, go back home, get some water, come back, or wait till it's gonna rain, because it's supposed to rain today. So far, I've been out here, probably a good hour. That's about it. It's not been too bad. A lot of times I'll bring me a chair and I'll come whenever I'm waiting on something, especially like that stuff to set up. I'll usually just sit down, take a breather for a little bit. And it was just low on the water. I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes it's just nice to kick back and take a break. And other times then the bugs decide to join you. They're almost there. That one there needs some more of the lichens taken off the side. The top of that one, it's the oldest stone, so it's the most difficult. I don't know if that's the original stone. I mean, I'd have to look at the back to see what the date is on there. But so far, that one there has not been very friendly, especially on the top. Both of these other ones was just like the middle one. But whenever I went to go rinse it off, it was a little harder to rinse off. And this one here, the little vase little thing, it's been cracked before, and so it's not real easy to clean either. So that one there, I've got that little brass brush, and I'll clean it off. And then I've been working on that one, but while this one's still freshly wet, I might as well start washing it down, or scrubbing it with that little brass brush. The front of that one could still use a little more. I'm kind of worried to do anything on that vase. The side, the top of that one needs done, and then the front of that one needs to be finished. Okay, I don't normally do this, but I'm washing the little ornaments they had at the grave. Plus there's somebody over there I don't know, and I want everybody to know that I'm not up to no good. I'm just here cleaning out Mr. Squirrel. It's about the best I can get. I've been working on him for a while. I think I'm just gonna wash him off. But so far everything's going good. I'll show you here in a little bit before I put the last coating on it to seal it. I will say this washer here has come in quite handy. Even with just a low setting, it does really, really well. I don't normally wash these because they're usually, well, as you can see, they're really, really dirty. But I'll show you what the headstones look like right now. Before I put the second coating on them, I think they turned out really good. I think that, well, they would be happy. I'm happy. I'm happy they're happy. I'm not crying, my nose is itching. Anyway, yeah, I think it looks good. If I'm correct, that's her son over there. I went over there and washed it off with water. I can come back later on if she wants me to and put some of this protecting on there that should keep all the nastiness off of it. But this should be polished too, but like I said, I'm hoping she's happy with this. This one here was the worst because of the pine tree above it was dropping tar right on top of it. Because if you look at Mr. Kennedy's grave, his is the same way, and the one that's Mrs. Kennedy. But yep, got a lot done in a short amount of time. Oh, and on these metal things, anything iron, for anybody who's going to start doing this or is doing or wanting to do this as a hobby, or it's just something you prefer to try to make a little extra money, which you really don't make much, but considering most of the chemicals you use, or I don't know why I always say chemicals, it's not chemicals, it's D2. Whenever you factor in the part where there is so much that you got going on, and then you got all this stuff that you've spent good money on, it starts to, it's hard to put a price on these. I generally try to do 200 if there's this many of them. That's just kind of a general rule of thumb. But I mean, if you don't have $200, sometimes 200 isn't that big of a deal. But like I said, I've been out here for 3 hours, maybe 4. I don't know. I've lost track of time since I got out here. I've been watching who that is over there, and then watching whoever else is out and goofing around. But I actually like this cemetery really well. It's been a really long time since I've been out here, and I wouldn't mind cleaning up other headstones out here if somebody's got more out here. I'd heard from somebody, I think that they said that they're the president or something of the cemetery foundation out here, and that basically they do their own thing. They got their own donations and stuff, which is fine. I mean, to be honest with y'all, there's a big difference between donations and cutting the grass, and then and digging the graves. But as you can see, there's not been donations made for cleaning these headstones, so that is a separate thing that they don't factor in, and they generally don't tell people because of this fact. Because it's one of them deals where I'm not really making any money off this. It's more of something to do to honor the past while preserving the future. And I know that sounds stupid, but really, that's just, I mean, the way that I look at it. Because if I'm not doing it, they're just gonna sit out here and, you know, rot. And well, you can see what some of these look like out here. Some of these out here look like they hadn't been touched since they were put here in the 1800s, which is really sad. But that's just the way it goes if you don't have any family around, I guess. That's just the way it is, unless you've got someone who's nice to come out to at least pay for your family's that job. So I'll show you what I do at the end of each one of these. I've used a lot of chemical today because that one Mr. Fred there, he had a lot of staining, all due to the pine tree right above him. And as you can see right there, there's already a pine needle on this one, and it's right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a little bit extra on his, just so that way I can know that it's going to be protected for at least another 2 years, 2.5, somewhere in there. This one right here, I'd really like to come back and work on that little vase thing, because the epoxy that's on it isn't the right epoxy and it's kind of stained it. And so I want to kind of fix that. I'm going to spray his down too, just to see what it looks like once it's transformed. I didn't realize it was that bad. But here's one of their family members too, the Snyders. The really cool part about this stuff is you don't have to be here to have all this stuff. You don't have to scrape all this off. No, you do, but you don't. But a lot of times you give this stuff a quick rinse and let the rain get after it. This is a really, really pretty one. Wow. But yeah, you spray this on there and just let the elements go after it. Let the elements attack what's on here. That one little girl that I worked on, I would have never expected hers to turn out as good as it did, and it still doesn't show all that great on film, but you go see it in person, it's a totally different headstone than what it is that you see on a camera. That thing looks, I mean, 100 times better. And so yeah, I think it just all depends on the situation and everything else. And Susan, I was trying to look for that other Marlar grave, and I'm gonna have to get off here in just a minute and download the coordinates to these new headstones here that I've been working on, and I'll look then and see if they're there, see if there's the Marlars out here. Because a while ago there's two different Lock cemeteries. There's a Lock cemetery that's also used to be a former well, it used to be something else. The land was donated, and then there's an actual Lock cemetery. So I'll have to check and see, but I'm gonna get off here in just a little bit, and like I said, I've got to record all the GPS settings on where they're at and everything else. And so for that, guys, I think that's going to end it. So I really appreciate y'all watching, and if you can, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel and share it, because it really helps a lot. And as you can see, I mean, it's wet now again because I wet it down, but it's 100 times better than what it was before. And so on that note, I appreciate it. I hope y'all have a good day, and like and subscribe and share. I can always take on other people's headstones, so we'll catch you on the next one.